Part of the over $700,000 will go to replacing this upper skylight area where we gained exclusive access where no camera has been or will ever be after the project is completed in late September, early October, where large cranes will bring in the new glass panels to replace these, as you see behind me, to open up the Athenaeum. The St. Johnsbury wrestling coach rejects the hero title. His volunteer colleagues at the St. Johnsbury Prospectors think otherwise, based on his passion for both wrestling and for getting young people involved. The Meals on Wheels program through the agency represents the frontline battle against senior hunger, but state cuts might force some needy seniors to be put on a waiting list. The library requested and got approval for an additional $9,000 from the town of Linden. The reason? So that all 9 employees of an open vacant spot on its board. I spoke with Chairperson Celeste Gurrell earlier today, and she informed me that only one person, in fact, applied for the vacancy. That person is a parent and is poised to become the next member of the Sutton School Board, granted that there are no last-minute nominations filed. Justin Jeanette, News 7. Saturday marked the deadline for property tax collection at the town clerk's office here in Barnet, and according to delinquent tax collector Lisa Bowden, almost $21,000 of back taxes have yet to be paid just from last year alone, and almost $50,000 since 2007. It's now been confirmed that the cause of the structure fire yesterday on Murray Circle in Linden was electrical. Kevin and Lynn Therian were outside washing their cars when they were notified from the road that their house was on fire. Fire departments from St. Johnsbury, Linden, and Danville responded. The Therians not only saw their house go up in smoke, but everything they own. Vermont lawmakers are trying to combine two bills that are not exactly connected to each other in order to get stalled legislation passed. On Tuesday, the Senate Health and Welfare Committee decided to attach the right to die legislation that would allow doctor-assisted suicide to the tanning bill that would ban anyone under the age of 18 the ability to use tanning beds. The bill is set to move to the House and Senate after committee later this week. It's day 2 of the St. Johnsbury Kiwanis Club annual auction, the group's biggest fundraiser of the year. Rainey Tebow joins us live from the Father Lively Center in St. Johnsbury with more on what goes into this yearly event. The town of Wheelock might soon be getting a facelift. Town officials are requesting 2 new construction projects to better serve Wheelock residents. One is an addition to the town hall. The current building isn't outfitted for more than 75 people. The other is a new garage, given that the current one is run down and in need of major repairs. According to Selectman Stephen Amos, 4 years ago, a similar proposal almost passed until an outcry from residents over the cost forced its defeat. An informational meeting will be held on Tuesday, May 1st, for residents to give their input on the proposal. Images like this have been a common sight since 2009 here in the state. But Vermont same-sex marriages are not recognized federally.
It's very scary to not have the same blanket of protections that married heterosexual couples have, and have in an instant as soon as they get married.
Same-sex couples married in states that have passed marriage equality, like that of Vermont, can only receive state benefits. The Federal Defense of Marriage Act of 1996 defines marriage as between one man and one woman, which denies legally married same-sex couples here in Vermont the federal benefits of their married heterosexual counterparts.
If I lost my partner, I would not be entitled to Social Security survivor benefits, even though we both pay into the system. DOMA does not allow for that, so we're discriminated against.
Reverend Brendan Hadash of the Unitarian Universalist Church in St. Johnsbury is openly gay and married. The Reverend believes he is discriminated against when it comes to paying his taxes.
I have to fill out my federal taxes as if I'm a single person, and my local Vermont taxes as if I'm a married person.
The Vermont Attorney General's office joined both New York and Connecticut in filing a joint brief attempting to influence the federal policy through the court system.
They're essentially saying, well, that's fine, you can have same-sex marriage, but we're going to deem these folks unmarried for purposes of federal law. And that's a real intrusion on what the states are trying to accomplish.
Since the same-sex marriage law was passed in Vermont, over 2,500 same-sex couples have tied the knot compared to close to 14,000 heterosexual marriages. Of those 2,500 same-sex couples, only 35% are in-state residents. The other 65% have come from different parts of the country. Local wedding dress designer Tara Lynn says the average wedding costs between $1,000 and $10,000. Tara Lynn has worked on 2 gay weddings, and both of those came from couples from out of state.
haven't noticed a big difference with Vermont customers, same-sex marriage, but I have had several customers from out of state.
The early economic advantage of out-of-state same-sex couples getting married in Vermont has eroded as other neighboring states, including Massachusetts and New York, have adopted same-sex marriage. As a result, the Vermont Gay Tourism Association has taken steps to attract more lesbian and gay couples to vacation in Vermont through target marketing.
I would like to see more same-sex marriage customers. I mean, for me, I see it as it's 2 wedding gowns. It's 2 sales. It's a great thing.
3 weeks ago, the Second Circuit Court of Appeals deemed part of DOMA as unconstitutional, signaling a possible continued legal battle headed for the Supreme Court.
I'm suspecting that they'll say the federal government cannot discriminate against states that decide to recognize gay marriages.
There's marriages that get full recognition, and then there's second-class marriages that only get state recognition. And if this part of DOMA is ultimately invalidated by the Supreme Court, then that'll mean that second-class status gets lifted.
While the Supreme Court can choose to ignore the case, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg believes that the issue could come before the Supreme Court within the next year. Justin Chenette, News 7. For 9 years running, the Area Agency on Aging has sponsored the Growing Stronger program, which has been helping people age anywhere from 40 to 100 remain active and fit through various training and exercise techniques.
If anybody's worried, no, we don't make you get down on the floor because we know it might be hard to get you back up again. It's a combination of strength training with weights just a little bit, some cardiovascular, a lot of flexibility, and strengthening all kinds of different parts of the body.
Down, 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't want to just sit around and do nothing and watch television. That's like one of the worst things you can do. You know, especially if you have a chronic disease like, I don't know, like arthritis or osteoporosis.
You are going to be increasing your bone density by lifting the weights, which then staves off osteoporosis, and in some cases has been known to alleviate osteoporosis. It also means stronger muscles, better able to do daily activities, and it's fun.
Oh, I feel real good. Oh, yes. So relaxing afterwards, too. Yeah.
But fighting osteoporosis isn't the only goal of this group of seniors. It's also fighting budget cuts that many Northeast Kingdom nonprofits are facing by giving away their program's donations. This totals about $300 to $400 every 12 weeks.
It's been everything from fuel assistance at the Area Agency on Aging, to the local food shelf, to the Humane Society, a little bit of everything depending upon who is in need right now.
According to the program, the more you move, the greater range of motion you have. Unlike many product disclaimers, you can try this at home, grocery stores, and in the case of Alice Metras, even the mall.
Yeah, because now I'll go to the mall afterwards and I'll take my walk. I feel limbered. Yeah, feel real good.
Justin Chenette, News 7, Linden.